If you have chronic fatigue and you've ever tried to exercise your way out of it, you already know what happens. You push through the workout, you feel okay-ish the day, maybe even a little proud, and then the day or two later it hits. The crash. You're flattened, wiped for days, sometimes even longer, and you're paying for that one workout for a week of your life. That crash actually has a name. It's called post-exertional malaise, PEM. And if that's been your experience, I need you to hear this clearly. You're not weak. You're not lazy, and you're not out of shape. Something real is happening inside your cells, and once you understand it, the whole thing makes sense. I'll show you a way to move that doesn't trigger the crash and actually rebuilds the capacity over time. But first, I'll explain why the crash is happening in the first place, because that part doesn't get explained often enough. Here's what's really going on. Inside every cell in your body are tiny engines called mitochondria. Their entire job is to take oxygen and turn it into energy. That's your power supply. And in chronic fatigue, those mitochondria are dysfunctional. They can't produce energy on demand the way they used to, so your body is running on a battery that's basically stuck on life support, barely holding a charge and no reserve. Now think about exercise. Exercise is demand for energy. You're asking your body to spend power it doesn't have. A healthy person draws down their battery and it just recharges overnight. But when your mitochondria are already failing, you don't have the reserve to spend. So you drain it all the way to empty, and then your body needs days to claw back even a fraction of it. That's the crash. That's PEM. It's not in your head. It's a power shortage at the cellular level. And this is why the medical world has finally turned against graded exercise therapy. I mean, for years, the standard advice for chronic fatigue was basically exercise a little bit more each week, push through, build yourself back up. Now, cue the Rocky music, right? And it didn't just fail, it hurt people. The guidelines have now stopped recommending it, thankfully. And when you understand the mitochondria, it's obvious why. You can't fix a power shortage by demanding more power. Telling someone whose batteries are on life support to push harder is the worst possible advice. You're not building them up, you're draining the last of what they barely have. If pushing through is the wrong answer, what's the right answer? You have to take the load off the mitochondria instead of piling it on. And the way you do that is with oxygen. This is where exercise with oxygen therapy, or EWOT, comes in. And I want to be really clear about what it is and what it isn't, because this is not graded exercise in a new outfit. The whole point is not pushing harder. The point is to make what little bit of movement you already do cost far less. So here's what happens. With EWOT, you breathe near pure oxygen while you're doing gentle movement. And in this case, I mean very gentle movement. When you flood your system with that much oxygen, you're handing those starved mitochondria the one raw material they've been desperate for. And the effect is immediate. The exercise itself gets easier right away. If all you could manage was a couple of minutes, you may find you can do a little bit more because you're not running on empty tanks anymore. You're finally giving the engine something to work with. And here's the part that matters over time. When you consistently feed those mitochondria oxygen, two things happen. The mitochondria you have start working better, and your body starts building new ones. That's a real process called mitochondrial biogenesis. More mitochondria working better means more energy production. And that's where this stops being about exercise at all. Because now your cells have enough energy to do their other jobs, to detoxify and bring inflammation down, and they still have some left over. And that little bit left over is everything, because you can take that surplus and invest that tiny bit into more movement, which builds a few more mitochondria, which makes a little more energy, which gives you a little more surplus, and slowly, carefully, that flips the whole thing around. Instead of what I call the doom loop, empty batteries, crash, more damage, and even less energy, you get a virtuous cycle. More efficient mitochondria, more of them, more energy, and more capacity. Endurance comes back faster than you'd think, and it comes back without the crash, because every step you're working with your energy supply instead of strip mining it. Okay, I want to say something plainly, because it matters. The goal here is never to push past your limit. If you have post-exertional malaise, you need to respect your limits. And some days those limits may be low. That's okay. EWOT is not about forcing more. It's about lowering the cost of what you can already do, so that over time, your limits increase. You stay inside the envelope, your envelope just gets bigger. And the reason I care about this is I lived in that hole for years. The exhaustion, the crashes, the feeling like every attempt to get better just knocked me down again. So I put together a free guide called the Oxygen Advantage Protocol. It walks through how oxygen actually works in the body, why so many people are running on empty and feel the way they do, and the gentle way to start using it at home. It's free. The link's in the description. No catch. And if you want to talk through whether this makes sense for your situation, especially if your fatigue is severe, reach out through our website. There's a real person on the other end. And here's what I want you to walk away with. The crash was never the proof you were weak or that you will never get better. It was the proof that your cells were out of power. Stop trying to force energy you don't have and start giving your mitochondria the one thing they're starving for. That's how the batteries come back. Now, I went deeper into why ordinary exercise backfires for people with chronic fatigue in this next video, why exercise makes chronic fatigue worse. I'll see you over there. All right, catch you in the next one.